Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us today in our crystal class. My name is Christine, and I am a designer here at Cousin DIY. Today, we're in the Cousin DIY studio, and we're going to be going over how to make a personalized crystallized ornament. These not only make really great Christmas ornaments, but you can put them on a wreath. You can hang them on stockings if you make one, for each member of the family. It's actually what I do. Or you can, if you don't want to put the ribbon on it, you can just style it on a bookshelf or on a desk and it'll look really great. So not to mention, these make really great gifts. And who doesn't love a handmade gift? I know I do. All right, so let's get started. First, we're going to go over all of the materials, what you really need, and what's more of like a personal preference for you. So these are the ornaments that we're going to be making. You can choose any letter that you want. I did two different versions. This A is kind of really crystallized. It's fully blinged out, whereas the K, which you can't really tell, is kind of more spread out, so it doesn't use as many crystals. So there's different ways you can do it. It's a personal preference. So the first thing you're going to need is you're going to need your letters. So I have my A and my K. And then the next thing is you're going to definitely want to use your glue. This is the best glue for crystals right now. It's comes in this great little tube. It's got a pinpoint so that it doesn't come out all at once, which is really nice. And the best part about this glue is that it dries clear. So if anyone has tried to crystallize anything before and they've used another glue, you probably have known that the crystals get kind of cloudy. You can see the glue underneath it. With this glue, it doesn't happen. So it's really a great glue to use for crystals. The next thing you're going to really need is a crystal stick. So we have some that are actually sold. It's a little wax stick, and it comes in this package here, the storage container. I would definitely get one of these. It's going to make your life 10 times easier when doing this project, any crystal project for that matter. Or Michael sells a version like this. It's just a little plastic tool and it has some wax at the end to help you easily pick up the crystals. Highly recommend you getting one of those tools for any crystal project. And then you're going to need your glitter, Mod Podge, and then a few brushes. Foam brushes is what I like to use, and then some ribbon of your choice. Again, if you choose not to use it as an ornament or to hang on a stocking, if you just want to put it on a bookshelf, you don't have to use the ribbon if you don't want to. Again, it's personal preference. All right, so what we're going to do first, we're going to go ahead and put glitter on as our base. So what we do when we do that, it just makes the crystal stand out more. There's more sparkle, there's more fire in that crystal. It's not necessary, but based from my experience and what I like to do a base coat of sparkle first, so glitter, and then I put my crystals on top. It just really makes it stand out a little bit more. So whatever color you decide to use, so for the A, I'm going to go ahead and use a white iridescent glitter. And again, I got this at Michael's. Take a paper plate. You can use a sheet of printer paper, a newspaper, but you're just going to want to put something down first so that when you go to sprinkle your glitter, you have something you can just pick it back up and then put it back in your glitter jar. My husband gets very nervous when I use glitter. It actually gives him quite a panic attack. But sorry, not sorry. He knew who I was when he married me. All right, so first step, you're going to use your Mod Podge here, and you're going to put just a little bit on your letter. I put it in like 3 different spots. Then take your foam brush, and if you want to go ahead and switch to that overhead camera, we'll kind of spread it out. Now with the Mod Podge, you don't need a lot. A thin layer is all that you need. You just want something a little tacky so that the glitter can adhere to the wooden letter. So just take your brush here and you're gonna just gently kind of spread it out on your letter. Where is everyone joining from today? Put it in the comments so I can say hello to you. All right, so after we get that kind of first layer spread out, I'm going to take my glitter here. And you're just going to sprinkle a light layer on top of that Mod Podge. All right, and once that gets good and covered, just kind of give it a little tap so that any excess glitter kind of comes off. All right, and then that's what it will look like when you're done. You can kind of see it's just a very light sprinkling of glitter. So while this dries, let this dry for about 5-10 minutes maybe. I'm going to start on the red one, the red version, while this is drying. So for my next letter, I didn't have any more R's, so I had to get a K, but that's okay. That's my first name. So again, you're just going to do the same step. You're going to put a little bit of Mod Podge on. And you're going to spread that around on your letter. Again, just a very thin coat. Don't need a lot here. Just want to give it enough so that the glitter kind of sticks. Now on the red, I actually did 2 coats of glitter. You don't have to if you don't want to. It's just kind of what I chose to do. All right, so then now I'm going to take my red glitter here. And I'm just going to sprinkle that on just like I did the letter A. Again, just a light dusting. All right, once you have that on, again, just kind of tap that excess off. And you'll notice it a little bit more, those of you who are working with an actual colored glitter. You'll see in some spots, it didn't really cover that great. So that's why on this one, we're gonna go ahead and do a second coat. So while that is drying, I'm gonna put that aside and let that get a little hardened. We're gonna go back to our A. So once we have that first coat on our A, we're going to go back and put a top coat of Mod Podge over just to keep the glitter nice and sealed so that none comes off. So just do the same thing. We're just going to put a little bit on. And then when you use your foam brush this time, just tap it into the glitter. Don't swipe it because then your glitter is going to move around on you. So just tap it. And that'll help kind of push that glitter down into the letter. Okay, so we'll just get that nice and ready and smushed down. And then if you need a little bit more, the top coat always uses a little bit more. So we'll just keep doing that. Again, just tapping, no swiping. All right, so now we're gonna let this fully dry. It doesn't take long to dry at all, maybe 15-20 minutes. It dries super fast. So I'm gonna let the A dry over here. And I'm gonna take my K back. And I'm gonna do the same exact thing that I did on the A. So I'm going to put a little bit of Mod Podge on. And I'm going to pat it in, no swiping. So pat, pat, pat. So I'm curious to know, has anyone ever made any or crystallized anything before? Is this your first time? Let me know, because I love crystallizing things. My husband jokes around with me that if something stays too still for a moment, it's probably going to end up with a crystal on it, but she's not wrong. Anyway, but let me know. I know some people have always asked me, like, how do you do this? Like, what glue do you use? Whatever, you know, but it's really, really easy. Again, they make great gifts, and you can personalize it, is what I really like. So now I have my second layer of Mod Podge on my K. So I'm going to go back and do another layer of glitter on the K, just because it's a brighter glitter on a white background. This is going to help give a little bit more coverage. All right. And just kind of tap it off. And as you can see, that second coat really, really does a good job. So I highly recommend it. If you're not using like a white or a silver, you're using a bright color, do 2 coats of glitter. You will not go wrong. All right, so now we're going to go back. We're going to let this dry for about 5-10 minutes. But you're going to go back again, and you're going to put your third layer of Mod Podge over the top of that last layer of glitter. Again, it's just going to seal everything up. It's going to make it look really great, and the glitter will not come off. So with my movie magic, I'm going to switch out. And this one here has fully dried. It's nice, none of the crystals coming off. So we are ready to start gluing down our crystals. Make sure that after you make this, that when you post it, we would love to see it. Make sure you use the hashtags, make it with Michael's classes, create with cousin DIY. We want to see what you're making. We want to see, you know, your feedback, your ideas. So please, please, please make sure you use those hashtags when you're posting on your social medias. All right, so now, again, with Movie Magic, we're going to go ahead and start the crystallizing process. So you're going to, for the letter A, I've used Crystal and Crystal AB. I've used the SS30 size, and then I've used this crystal, which has 3 different sizes in it, an SS12, a 16, and a 20. And then the same for this Crystal AB, same size, SS12, 16, and 20. I really like using different sized crystals on my projects, just because I feel like it gives it a little bit more of a depth to it. But again, it's personal preference. You don't have to, you do you. So, all right, so I'm going to start with my largest crystal, which is the SS30. I have them laid out right here. So I'm just going to take my glue, and I'm going to start just adding a few dots of glue, spreading them out, because the bigger crystal is going to give us a nice kind of base to kind of work around when we use our other crystals. All right, so I have that ready. And sometimes it does help if you let the glue kind of get a little bit tacky before we start putting the crystals on. Sometimes that really helps as well. All right, so you're going to get your crystal picker-upper tool. So again, you can use this one. You can use the little wax stick here that comes in the storage container. Either one will do. Just, I'm telling you, it's worth it. All right, so now we're just going to start by picking up our crystals and placing them right on top of that glue. I'm going to move this out of the way so we can get a little bit closer here. All right, so where I've got my glue spots, I'm going to place my SS30 Crystal AB crystals. And there's no pattern to this. Again, this is my personal preference. I like using different sizes. I don't like things that are very much in a pattern. So I try to kind of spread these out, again, because this is kind of where the base is, and this is going to help kind of determine where the placement of the other crystals is going to go. Again, if you have any questions at all, please feel free to ask them. We've got 2 people from our team ready to answer questions, and then Carrie is here as well, helping to answer questions. So please, 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 if there is a question, I'd say speak up, but type up. All right, so I've got a few more of my larger sized crystals left. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5. So I'm going to put 5 more little dots of glue on here, just so we can use the rest of our big SS30 crystals. All right, so we've got our biggest size on now. So now we're going to move into the crystal and crystal AB in the SS12, 16, and 20 sizes. And what we're going to do there is now we're just going to use those to kind of fill in where all these gaps are in between the larger SS30s. So what I like to do is I just kind of start at one end and kind of work my way down. So I'm going to start up here at the top corner. Again, your glue pen, you're just going to put a little bit of glue. Again, you don't need a lot. But if you happen to use more than you need, it's okay because it's going to dry clear. And I work in small sections. So again, just kind of let it get a little bit of tack onto it. And then we're going to start just placing our crystals. So what I like to do is I start crystal, then I go to crystal AB, crystal, crystal AB. So that way it's kind of getting a good mix and I'm not getting too much of the same color in one spot. All right. So then we're just going to go ahead and start doing that and filling in these little holes here. Has anyone taken any classes before, or is this your first one? This is my first time teaching, so I hope that I'm doing a good job for you guys. And hopefully my voice doesn't give out on me because my allergies have been crazy bad lately. So I've been only using crystals, so I got to start using I've only been using AB, so I've got to start adding in some of my crystal so that it gets balanced.
Someone in the chat is asking, did I see that some have Aura Borealis and some are just clear? Sorry if I mispronounced that.
No, you did great. Yes, that is actually correct. So AB does stand for Aurora Borealis, which is just basically a coating that goes over a crystal, and it picks up the colors of whatever's behind it. So if you put an AB crystal on top of pink, it's going to pick up more of that pink color. If you put it on top of a blue or a navy, it's going to look more blue because it's going to pick up the color behind it. So that's what I love Crystal AB. It's probably one of my favorites. It's got so much just fire into it, and it's so sparkly. But yes, great question. Thank you for that. So again, just kind of adding in, filling in where I need to. The good thing about having the glitter in the background is that if you do happen to have a space or a hole, you're not really going to be able to tell because we have that glitter behind it. So it's going to pick up a little bit of the shine from that glitter.
Someone is wanting to know if maybe the camera could zoom out so that they could see the progress if possible.
Sure. So zoom out, you said?
Yes, I think so.
Okay. Yes, no problem. Is that any better? Would you like it more zoomed out, or is that good?
I think that looks good to me.
All right. Well, again, if you need it more, just let us know. We're happy to oblige. Where is everybody from? I'm curious.
We have somebody from Clearwater, Florida.
Right down the road.
Seattle, Washington.
Wow, awesome.
Tarpon Springs, Florida. A lot of people from Florida. California, Texas.
Great. That's great. Well, thank you guys again for joining. Really appreciate it. All right, so as you can see, we've made a little bit of progress here. So we've gotten the first half of that, top of that A completed. So I'm gonna just keep going if that's okay with you guys. So we're gonna take our glue again and we're gonna start on this side here and kind of just keep working these sections.
Oh, I apologize. Somebody would like you to zoom in if possible.
Oh, sure, no problem. We will get that going for you. Is that any better? Is that okay? Let us know if that's, oh, good. Awesome, okay. So yeah, just filling in, adding my crystals where I think there's gaps or holes, and trying to switch back from using my crystal and my crystal AB, just so that I'm making sure that I'm kind of spreading the colors out evenly and not using too much color in one spot. So is anyone making this along with me at home today?
I think a couple people are crafting from home.
Awesome. I feel like this is a good way to just kind of learn the basics of this. And then once you really know kind of the gluing techniques or the placement, I mean, you can crystallize anything really. I know a lot of people, I've seen a lot of people try and crystallize their Converse, you know, the toe of the Converse sneaker, which looks super cute. The swoosh mark on a Nike sneaker. I've done quite a few of those. I love doing those because they're really easy and they look really cute when they're all done. But again, I really feel like adding that extra layer of the glitter behind it really does help it pop and make the crystal stand out. But again, it's just personal preference. So moving on down the A. So I'm just going to keep going here. And again, if I'm moving too fast or too slow, you guys just let me know. And I will do my best to speed up or slow down. But once you get the first two or three, I mean, it's very repetitive. I actually find it's kind of relaxing once I start. I'll just kind of sit in front of the TV and just kind of do my thing, put my crystals on, and it goes by pretty quick. So I think this would be really cute, just kind of like on someone's desk. You know how people have like their monogram letters, either like on a bookshelf or on a desk. This would be really cute, just on someone's desk or a bookshelf. I might have to take that K home and put it on my desk.
Someone is wondering what brand the glue pen is.
So the glue pen is the Crystal Radiance branded, Bead Landing. So here it is here. It is part of the Crystal Radiance program. And it does come with two small triangle trays, which are really great when you are using the crystals, just to kind of keep them all in one spot. Because as you can see, mine are kind of moving around. But yeah, it's a really great glue. Trust me, you will not be disappointed with this glue. It's definitely one of the better glues I've used. And anytime anyone asks me what glue I use, I always point them to this one because it dries so clear. It doesn't cloud up the crystal whatsoever. And it's a good glue. It really does stick. So I have no complaints.
Tracy says, I have seen people use the crystal vinyl and then put the crystals on top of that. Is that a good idea?
Yes, so you can do that. Are you talking about the Cricut vinyl, the Easy Weed vinyl? I actually do that a lot when I am making projects, just because if you use vinyl that's already got the glitter on it, it's definitely less messy. But you can use your Cricut when you can make iron-on shirts. And then, yes, you just use your iron-on vinyl or, you know, the regular vinyl, and then you can just put the crystals right on top. So yeah, that's a great, great, great thing to use along with this. All right, so just moving on down the line. And look at that, almost our first half of our letter is almost done. A trick of the trade to help you go a little faster is when you do dump your crystals out, try to turn them over to the top. So that way it's easier for you to pick up. That way you're not kind of like fumbling around trying to flip them over when you're trying to pick them up. It definitely makes the process go a little faster. Again, you don't have to do that, but it does help speed along your project. All right, so after I finish this one side, I'm going to move and kind of start on our red letter, just so I can get that one kind of started for anyone who is wanted to make a different color. Now that letter, we're not going to do as much crystal on that one. We're going to space the crystals out a little bit more, but it's still going to look fabulous because we have that red glitter background. You're really not even going to notice. It's going to look amazing. Another thing you can do with these is I love to embellish like denim jackets. It's one of my favorite things to do. Oops, that little guy doesn't want to stick, does he? But I actually I do a lot of these crystals on denim jackets. I use the same glue. I'll hand paint them or I'll put fringe on them. And then of course I always add the crystals. They really make a statement piece. I always get compliments. So again, just kind of something fun you can do with it. All right, so let me do this last little corner here. And I'll do some of these little guys, these SS12s. Those make good little spots to fit those in. They're good little filler crystals. All right, so now that I have one side done, and you guys at home, just keep going. You guys can keep doing the other side. So just little sections at a time, put crystal on, and then your glue again, little sections at a time, put crystals on. So I'm gonna move on to doing the letter R or K, excuse me. So this is the one that's already been glittered and it's dried now. So we're gonna do the same process, but we're going to spread these out a little bit more. So instead of kind of butting them up together like we did on the letter A, we're going to kind of space them out a little bit. So same process, we're going to start with our glue. And what I like to do is I like to start and put my larger size on first. So we're using the SS20, which is here. And this is the color Light Cyan, which is a really beautiful red color. So again, I'm not doing a pattern. I'm just kind of placing some glue dots down, and then I'm going to go back and add my crystals in. If you want to do a pattern, you certainly can. But that is just my preference. So as you can see, I've got my glue dots down. So now I'm going to start with my SS20s, which are right over here. I'm going to scoot them over so you can see them a little bit more. And again, it helps if you kind of flip them over to the correct side first. Again, it just makes your project go a little bit faster. So just going to start by placing my crystals on my glue dots. Now you can really see the glue on this one, but fear not, the glue will dry completely clear and you will not even notice it. So again, just using my SS20s, placing them down. And I'm telling you, this little wax stick makes it so easy to pick up the crystals. I know sometimes people have used tweezers. I find it's actually harder to use tweezers. But again, if that's what you like using, again, you do you. So just gonna finish up putting on a few of these with my last little glue dots here. All right, so I need a few more little dots of glue here. I'm going to add a little bit more, and then I might fill in some more spots over here. So, I mean, depending on how you space them out is up to you. But if you do space them out more, you'll, you know, it's personal preference. It's how much crystal you want to add to it. So just going back and putting my SS20s on top of my glue dots. Has anyone crystallized anything before, or is this kind of your first time? I would love to know. You can see it's very repetitive. But again, I actually find it kind of calming and relaxing. I know a lot of people find weeding their vinyl very calming and relaxing. I'm one of those people. All right, so now that I have a few of my SS20s down, I'm going to start filling in with my SS10s, which is here. So this is the size. So they're a lot smaller. Sorry, guys, there you go. And again, they're in the light cyan color. So again, just doing the same process. So I'm going to just kind of start adding my glue dots. I'll start kind of at the bottom, and then the smaller guys, these SS10s, you can kind of put a little bit closer together because those were kind of just filling in. And again, I really love this glue pen because not a lot comes out when you squeeze it, which is really great when you're, you know, working with crystal. All right, so starting with my SS10s here. So I'm going to start just grabbing these and putting them on.
Bonnie is wondering if you need the wax or if the pen will pick up the crystals.
Which are you referring to, this wax crayon here, or the or this one?
I believe the wax crayon.
So no, you don't necessarily have to have this. It just makes your life much easier, especially when you're working with crystals. I have actually used, when I haven't had one available, I've actually used a crayon. But they can't be the Crayola ones because those don't have as much wax in them. So they kind of have to be a cheaper crayon. But yes, you can use a normal old crayon. I feel it works much better than my fingers. I have big, I feel like goofy fingers, so I have a hard time picking up small objects with them. But that guy doesn't want to go down, does he? But yeah, so no, you don't have to use it, and it just makes the process much easier, much more enjoyable. When I first started experimenting and doing crystallizing, I wasn't using anything. I was trying to use tweezers. I was using my fingers, and I was getting so frustrated. And then I, started using a pickup stick, a wax crayon, and it really, really helped. I wasn't as frustrated. I actually enjoyed crystallizing things a lot more than I had. And it became my therapy almost, if that makes any sense. But yeah, that's a great question. So thank you. The glitter, the glitter behind it, again, it's not necessary, but it does, I feel like, give more depth to whatever you're crystallizing. One member had just said, using the vinyl, that's a great idea. So yeah, it really does provide more of a backdrop and more depth for the fire in the crystal. I feel like it really stands out. But these are beautiful Austrian crystals. I mean, they really do stand out on their own. So as you can see, we're just kind of making our way up on this one side here. And we're not using as many crystals because, this is kind of more of a spread out version, but I still feel like it packs a punch. I still feel like it makes a statement, so, but it's your preference, if you're making it for someone who likes that bling like me, bling it up, girls, bling it up, or boyfriend, whatever, do what you want. But if it's someone who's maybe a little bit more subtle, maybe just use a couple and maybe just in a crystal or crystal AB, a classic color. So I'm gonna start adding some more glue dots again, just kind of filling in these little holes where I have no crystals. And then I'm just going to go back to add my SS10s. How is everyone custom? The people who are making along at home, or if you're planning on making it at another time, what are you thinking as far as, your colors you're using? Or let me know. I would love to know your ideas and your thoughts.
Tracy said royal blue.
Ooh, very nice. That's going to look really pretty. Is that the color of like your Christmas decorations, like a royal blue? Because man, that would be gorgeous.
She says it matches her Christmas tree.
Oh, lovely. I love blue, especially that royal blue at Christmas time. It just looks so regal, in my opinion. My decorations are very traditional. I have a little one, so he likes the good old traditional Christmas look. And I love decorating for Christmas. It's one of my favorite things to do. I feel like once I take my Christmas decorations down in January, my house looks empty. All right, so I'm going back in again, just adding a little bit more glue in my holes here. so that I can fill in with those SS10s. And then I think after this, this one will be done. And we'll let this dry. How much time do we have? I want to make sure I can let everyone know how to do the bow. 14 minutes. Okay. So while we have a little bit of time left, I do want to show you how to attach the bow onto the ornament if that's what you choose to make. That way you'll know how to do that. But you are going to need your glue gun and a glue stick, and then the ribbon of your choice. And it's going to be really, really simple, really easy. I'm definitely not good at making bows, but I feel like if I make them this way, they look really cute. My mom can make really good bows. I apparently did not get the bow making gene. So there's that.
Amy is wondering if you sell it at all, or seal it, sorry, seal it.
No, you don't have to seal it because we kind of already did that with our Mod Podge after we did the glitter. So you should be good. That glitter shouldn't come off, and your crystals should be nice and set in place just with the glue alone. So no, you don't have to. It should be good just as it is. All right. So I'm going to kind of move this one aside while we have a little bit of time left. And I am just going to show you how to attach the bows onto these. So I did 2 different colors just because like I said, my decor is more traditional. I know the farmhouse look is really big. I thought that looked cute with the crystal and crystal AB. So what we're going to do is you're going to take whatever ribbon. This is a buffalo plaid ribbon. It's about a 1-inch size. So you're going to cut probably about a 10-inch strip. So I'm going to cut 10-inch strip of ribbon. Okay. And then I'm going to take another 10-inch and cut another 10-inch strip, approximate. All right. And then we're going to do a little bit shorter one. This one, let's say about 6 to 8 inches. And then with our second ribbon, so I have, I got a red velvet. This is probably about a 1/2 inch. We're going to, you don't really need a lot of this. I would say probably 8 inches, and you're just going to fold that over. And that's going to be our ornament loop. And then you're going to take one more small piece, I mean, maybe 1 inch, and you're going to cut a little piece off. All right, so I have my 2 10-inch strips of ribbon. I have my third, like 6 to 8 inch strip of ribbon. And then I have my red velvet ribbon, which is about 8 inches. And then my little 1-inch strip of red velvet ribbon. So I'm going to take the first 10-inch strip here, and I'm just going to bring them together at the top here. So you're going to loop it like that. And then you're going to do the same thing with your second 10-inch piece of ribbon. So you're just going to fold them in, and they're going to overlap a little bit. Okay, so now you're going to have 2 pieces that look like this. And you're going to set them right on top of each other like so. So now it looks like this. Sorry, there you go. And then I'm going to take my 6 to 8 inch strip and I'm going to put my 2 little loops here right on top. So we're going to put those in the middle like that. So that's what it'll look like there. And then you're going to pinch it in the center. So you're just going to pinch it like that. And it's going to look like a bow. So now you can take string. I like to use these pipe cleaners. They just make it a lot easier. But again, you can use another piece of ribbon. You can use string. And you're just going to wrap that around the center and then give it a good twist. All right, so now we have our excess here, so we can go ahead and trim that off with our scissors. All right, so now we have what looks like somewhat of a bow. So kind of work with your ends here and you're gonna bring them down in the center. See how that? So you just kind of fold those down, fold those in. Okay, and then we're going to take our little 1 inch piece here, and that's going to cover our pipe cleaner in the center. So you're going to want to put a little dab of glue on the back of that piece of ribbon. Don't burn yourself. I burn myself all the time. Don't do it. All right, so we're going to start there. We're going to wrap that ribbon around. And it's going to meet in the back. Okay. And just kind of give it a good smush. And there we have a cute little bow. All right, so now when we're attaching it to our ornament, I'm going to take my A now. And you can just stand it up. So you're going to put a little piece, a little dot of glue right here on the back. Again, you don't need much. And I'm going to take right facing. So the red, the velvet part, you're going to put on the glue. And just kind of smush that down. And then you're going to put another little dot of glue right on top of that. And you're going to bring the other end of that ribbon to the other side and smush it down. Again, try not to burn your fingers. Okay, so now we have our little ornament hook on the back. So you can flip that guy over. And now we're going to attach our bow. So again, you don't have to. It looks super cute without the bow, but if you want to add the bow, I'm extra. I like adding extra things. I'm going to go ahead and attach that on. So you're going to just put a little dot of glue right here at the very top of the A, or the top of your letter. And then we're going to put the underside, so the ugly side that has our glue, we're going to put that right on top, and we're going to get it as close to that top of that A as we can. So just kind of smush it down to there and kind of let your bow ends kind of spread those out. And then what I like to do just to finish it off really nicely is I fold my ribbon ends in half. And I like to give them a little ducktail. So you take your scissors and you cut at a diagonal downwards. And then that gives you a nice little V on your ribbon and it finishes it really nicely. So I'm going to go ahead and do that to the other side. And cut downward at an angle. All right, and that is our personalized ornaments. So again, thank you guys so much for joining us today. If anyone, again, has any additional questions, please feel free to reach out, put them in the chat. We'd love to hear from you. It's been fun. I hope that you all have enjoyed it. Give us some feedback. Let me know how I did. I would appreciate it. So again, guys, thanks again. And oh, please make sure to tune in January 20th. We're going to be doing a really fun Valentine's Day earring with crystals. So I hope to see you all again, and stay sparkly. Bye.